Hello friends, this is part 2 of my lecture series on stereochemistry. Today I will introduce you to R and S notations. Okay, R and S notations, it is a convenient system developed by three scientists, Kahn, Ingold and Prelog. That is why it is known as Kahn-Ingold-Prelog system or Kahn-Ingold-Prelog priority rules. This is actually a system for naming stereoisomers. Okay, because now we know enantiomers. Enantiomers are mirror images, non-superimposable mirror images. They are different compounds. Okay, now we have to distinguish from one enantiomer from the other enantiomer by giving a suitable name to that. So this is done by adding a prefix R or S with the IUPAC name of the enantiomer. Okay, so this is the system developed by these three scientists here, labeling stereo centers with the R and S notations. It is a system developed by these chemists Kahn, Ingold and Prelog, and it is known as a Kahn-Ingold-Prelog system here. Okay, now here R and S, they are based on the Latin terms for right and left respectively. Correct? Right means R, left means S. Correct? This is the Latin term R and S based on the Latin terms for right and left. Okay, so now usually three-dimensional geometry of a tetrahedron, how will we represent it on a two-dimensional piece of paper? Okay, we are asked to do that. Now we will be doing it. The conventional method is that placing the two bones in the plane of the paper, and one bone it will be in front of the paper, and one bone it will be behind. Okay, this is the conventional method, and the solid line, we use solid line to represent bone in the plane of the paper. Then a wedge, we use it for a bone in front of the plane. A dashed line used for a bone behind the plane and all. And this is different from that thing. This is actually R and S notations for distinguishing these stereoisomers, naming the stereoisomers here. Okay, now this naming of the stereoisomers using the R and S notations here, usually the procedure followed here, it will be designating, or assigning priority to each group bonded to the stereogenic center. Okay, there are 4 groups bonded to the stereogenic center. So all the 4 groups, you have to consider not the entire group. You have to see only the atom bonded to the stereogenic center, and then you have to assign priorities. Okay, so how will you assign? That is the rule number 1. Rule 1 will be assigning priorities. So to designate an enantiomer as R or S, okay, first you have to assign priority. That is rule number 1. Rule 1, that is assigning priorities. So what is meant by assigning priorities? That means each group attached to the stereogenic center. Okay, we have to give priorities to the groups here. The priorities are determined based on the which atom is directly bonded to the stereogenic center here. So assign priorities, it will be 1, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. This is the convention here. Assign priorities to the atom directly bonded to the stereogenic center in the order of decreasing atomic numbers. So it is to be done in the order. What is the order here? It is decreasing atomic numbers. Okay, so the atom with the highest atomic number, it will get the highest priority. Correct? That means priority number 1, that is atom with the highest atomic number will get the highest priority 1. Now the atom with the lowest atomic number, it will get the priority number 4 here. Okay, now in many molecules, most of the molecules, we can say the lowest priority group, it is hydrogen. Therefore hydrogen most often it is having a priority of 4. Now suppose we are having a compound like this now, C, carbon. So this is bonded to hydrogen. Then fluorine. Okay, how will you assign the priorities here? C, carbon, it is a stereogenic center. It is bonded to 4 groups for 4 atoms, we can say here, hydrogen, bromine, chlorine, fluorine, etc. So here bromine, it is having the highest atomic number. Therefore, bromine will get priority number 1. And hydrogen is having the lowest priority here because the lowest atomic number, priority number 4. The next comes chlorine, and fluorine. So chlorine will get priority number 2 and fluorine will be 3 because this is all based on the atomic number here. You have to simply see the atomic number. The highest atomic number means the highest priority. Lowest atomic number means the lowest priority. That is all. So this is how it is done here. This is Kahn-Ingold-Prelog system. This is assigning the priorities here. So hydrogen, we can say this is priority number 4. This is bromine is 1. Then your chlorine is 2. Then fluorine is 3. So over here, so the priority group will be bromine, first one. Then we have chlorine. Then we have fluorine. Then we have hydrogen. Hydrogen is having the lowest priority here. Okay. So this is rule number 1. Now, next one will be rule number 2. So that will be slightly interesting, more interesting. Rule 2. So rule 2 means if 2 atoms on a stereogenic center, they are the same. Okay. Then in that case, assign priority based on the atomic number of the atoms bonded to these atoms. Okay. You have to extend it further. Okay. Then one atom of a higher atomic number, it will determine the priority, the higher priority here. So continue to work outward. Okay. Until you reach a point of difference. Okay, if suppose, in the stereogenic center carbon, 2 atoms on the stereogenic center, they are the same, correct? Then priority should be based not on the atomic number of those atoms. Okay, so atomic number of the atoms bonded to those atoms we'll have to see. Okay, now if again the bonded atom, it is the same thing, again further you go up, go beyond that, go work outward. Okay, that is the thing, based on atomic number of the atoms bonded to these atoms. So until you get one atom of a higher atomic number, okay, that will determine the priority here, correct? So continue to work outward until there is a difference in priority. Got the point? Now I will just illustrate it with an example, then you will be able to follow it more clearly. See, now in the case of a compound, say 2-butanol. So rule 1 and rule 2, I will just show you how it is applied. So in the case of a compound, say CH3, then CHOH, CH2, CH3. This is 2-butanol. Okay, in the case of 2-butanol, here we will have to assign the priority here. How will you draw it first? The molecule will be like this. C, then okay. So CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. Okay, this is 2-butanol. Here we have to assign the priority. Now apply rule 1. What will be rule 1? That is, rule 1 will be based on the atomic number here. Okay, so atomic number, in the case of here, this carbon, it is attached to or bonded to one hydrogen atom, one methyl group, one OH group, then one CH2CH3 group. Okay, here oxygen is having the highest atomic number. Therefore, since oxygen is having, the highest atomic number, oxygen will get priority number 1. Therefore, OH group will have priority number 1 here. Highest priority will be for this group here, OH, because oxygen is having the highest atomic number. So therefore, this will be priority number 1. And hydrogen, as usual, lowest atomic number, therefore this will be priority number 4 here. Now we will have to see between these two things. Now we will have to see which will be 2, which will be 3. So this group, whether CH3 group will be 2 or 3, or CH2 CH3 will be 2 or 3. Here now we have to apply the rule 2 here. Okay. Now this group will be like this. Now carbon, this is CH2 CH3 here. Then we have CH3 group. Okay. So out of these two things, which will have priority number 2? That is what you have to see. Now we have to see here, this carbon, this is bonded to 3 hydrogen atoms here. Here, this carbon, it is bonded to, this carbon bonded to 3 hydrogen atoms here, and this carbon is bonded to 2 hydrogens and 1 carbon. Okay, therefore 2 hydrogens and 1 carbon. So the order of priority should be, this should be number 2, because this is this atom, when 2 atoms are same, then priority is to be assigned based on the atomic number of the atom bonded to these atoms here. So this carbon is connected to one more carbon, whereas in the other case, carbon is connected to hydrogen. Okay, this carbon is having a higher atomic number, therefore this group should be having the higher priority. CH2 CH3 should be priority number 2 here. This should be 2 and this should be 3 here. Okay, this is how we have to achieve. This is rule 2 actually, rule 1, and this will be rule 2 here. Okay, you have to apply both the rules in the case of 2-butanol here. So here the priority should be OH. The first one is OH here. Then the second priority group will be CH2 CH3. Okay, then we will get CH3. Then the least priority will be for hydrogen. So this is how we have to assign the priority to the various groups here. Okay, got the point here. Because here oxygen, I will repeat here, oxygen is having the highest atomic number, therefore OH group, it is this having the highest priority. Hydrogen is the lowest priority, therefore priority number 4 here. Now assign priority 2 or 3 to methyl group and CH2 CH3 here. As per rule 2, if the same atom is bonded here, we have to see the atomic number. Okay, based on the atomic number of the atoms bonded to these atoms here. So here carbon is bonded to another carbon here, and here carbon is bonded to 3 hydrogen atoms here. Therefore this group CH2 CH3 will get priority number 2 and CH3 will be priority number 3. Correct? So this is how we have to assign priority. Now if priority still cannot be assigned, then what you have to do? Continue along a chain until a point of difference is reached. Okay, that is your idea. You have to get a difference. Priority means you have to find a point of difference. You should get it here. That is how you have to assign the priorities here. Okay. Now, that is rule 2. The next will be our rule 3. Okay. Rule 3 means if 2 isotopes, okay, 2 isotopes are bonded to the stereogenic center. What are these isotopes? Isotopes are atoms having the same atomic number but different mass numbers, as you know. Then therefore what is mass number? Mass number is the number of protons plus number of neutrons. Therefore an atom having, these different number of protons and neutrons, it is isotope here. Okay. Now if 2 isotopes are bonded to the stereo center, then we have to assign priorities. Okay, in the order of decreasing mass number. In the order of decreasing mass number means what? That means the highest mass number will get a priority number 1. And the second isotope will have priority 2. The least priority will go to the isotope having the smallest, okay, mass number. Okay, assign priorities in the order of decreasing mass numbers. Okay, so decreasing mass numbers we will have to see here. Okay, that is mass number means the number of protons plus number of neutrons. Now let us compare the three isotopes of hydrogen. Okay, what are the three isotopes of hydrogen? One is the tritium. So the tritium T, it is the mass number is 3. Okay, you know, therefore priority is 1. Then we have deuterium. Deuterium D, mass number 2, priority 2. Then hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. So mass number is 1, therefore the priority will be 3. Correct? So decreasing, assign priorities in the order of decreasing mass numbers here. Tritium, it will have mass number, it is a mass number 3, the priority will be 1. So tritium, deuterium, tritium, deuterium, then hydrogen. This is the order of priority in the case of isotopes. An example of hydrogen we have shown here now. Okay, so this is rule number 3 in the case of isotopes. Comparing the 3 isotopes, we can do like this. Okay, in the order of decreasing mass numbers. Correct. Now rule 4, that will be slightly interesting. Rule 4 will be in the case of atom bonded to multiple bonds. Okay, that is rule 4. So you keep on assigning priorities like this, then it will be very easy for you to find the R and S notations, R or S. Okay, now rule 4 is regarding multiple bonds. Multiple bond means double bond, triple bonds. Okay, and these are pi bonds. Correct? Double bond and triple bond, multiple bonds. Okay, now assigning priority to an atom that is part of a multiple bond. Now treat the multiple bonded atom as an equivalent number of singly bonded atom. Now you break this multiple bond, double bond or triple bond, you break it and make equivalent number of single bonds there. And the atom will get repeated, that's all. So if you are having a group like this here, CO, okay, now what is to be done? You have to break this pi bond. This multiple bond, double bond, you just break it. Then you make 2 single bonds here. Like this here. Okay. Now this oxygen we will have to double. Make it double here. Okay. Then CO bond. In the case of CO bond, this is okay. Now this oxygen is also having a problem here. It is connected to this carbon. I will show you with an example. Carbon bond is considered to be bonded to 2 oxygen atoms here. If the CO bond, if you take it, the carbon of the CO bond, it is considered to be bonded to 2 oxygen atoms here. Correct? So like this, it is to be shown in this fashion. One example if I show, then you will understand it better. So see an aldehyde group. Okay, it is an aldehyde group. Now consider this carbon bonded to 2 oxygen atoms. You just break this bond, double bond here. Make 2 single bonds equivalent to, I am putting an arrow here. This arrow doesn't mean any reaction or anything. It is equivalent to. Okay, now this is equivalent to like this. This CH, it is already a single bond, so no problem. You have to retain the single bond as such, sigma bond. So this double bond, it will be converted into 2 single bonds. Okay, 2 single bonds. Now single bond, each single bond there is an oxygen, this oxygen here. Now this oxygen, it is also bonded by a double bond to this carbon. Therefore this carbon, it is to be repeated. Okay, so this oxygen, it is to be considered as bonded to 2 carbon atoms. Correct? Like this we will have to put it. So this is the oxygen here. This oxygen we will have to see it is bonded to two carbon atoms here. Okay, one carbon is here and another carbon is here. This is how, you know, this is equivalent to, we will have to say it is not a reaction arrow. So CHO equivalent to this double bond, it is broken, made into two single bonds here. This CH bond, it is intact. We are not touching that. Therefore, there will be two CO bonds here. Two oxygen atoms have come. This oxygen atom, we have to repeat. Each atom in the double bond, it is drawn twice. Correct? Each atom in the double bond, it is drawn twice here. Now, this oxygen atom, it is to be considered as, because oxygen, this is also bonded to a carbon atom by a double bond. Therefore, this is to be considered oxygen atom bonded to two carbon atoms here. Okay, like this we will have to do it. Each atom in the double bond, it is drawn twice. Okay, now I will give you some more examples so that you will be able to understand it. Okay. Now, you see the pi bond between the carbon. This is the pi bond here, between the carbon and oxygen. This is the pi bond. This is to be break it. You have to break this bond here. Okay. This pi bond is to be broken here. That is the thing. Then some imaginary, these other oxygen atom, two oxygen atoms we are adding here and all, one oxygen and carbon, they are all imaginary atoms. New atoms we are just adding here. So if you are having, they are all imaginary atoms. It is not there actually, but to assign priority, we are just adding those atoms now. Okay. Now, in the case of CN, how will you, it is equivalent to, okay, now this triple bond, C, it is to be connected to how many nitrogens? 3 nitrogens, because there is a triple bond here. 1 nitrogen, 1 nitrogen, 1 nitrogen. Okay, now this nitrogen is bonded to carbon by a triple bond. So how many carbons we will have to add? 2 carbons. Here, additionally 2 carbons we are adding here. Okay, therefore the total 3 carbons now. So 2 nitrogens, new nitrogens. Which are the new nitrogens here? This nitrogen. Okay, these 2 nitrogens. Okay, they are new nitrogens. New nitrogens. Okay, now these 2 carbons, they are new carbons. They are new carbons. Okay, what the point? The bond between carbon and hydrogen, it is unchanged usually, because it was originally a single bond. We have seen in the case of aldehydes here. Okay, now aldehyde is like that. Now it is C triple bond and 2 new nitrogens and 2 new carbons we have added. An imaginary carbon is also added here. These are all imaginary bonds, imaginary groups here, because multiple bond, we are breaking that multiple bond. Okay, now in the case of, I can show you one more example here. If you are having this a compound like this, C, CH double bond, okay, like this. Now, each atom in the double bond, it is to be drawn twice. That is the fundamental principle. Now, the double bond is to be broken. The pi bond, it is to be broken. Therefore, it will become like this. This CH bond, same thing as usual. Now, this is to be attached with one carbon here. Double bond goes. Then this attached with one more carbon here. Then these hydrogens are intact. Nothing happens to that. Okay. Because originally it is a single bond. So we are not changing that bond. So this becomes like this. This is equivalent to this CH. That double bond is gone. We are making it single bond, and each atom we are repeating it. Okay, this is how we will have to assign the priority now. Correct? Now, another example. Say suppose we are having a group, any number of examples we can give like this. Say C triple bond CH. Correct? Simple thing. If you are having this is equivalent to, say, C Okay, each atom in the triple bond, it is drawn thrice. Each atom in the triple bond is drawn thrice. Okay. So C triple bond CH, we can draw it in this fashion. Therefore, each atom is drawn thrice here. Now, another example I can show you. Say, in the case of a compound, like this, I will draw it neatly for you. So, carbon, a COH group here. Okay. Here, how will you assign the priorities? Here we have this carbon, central carbon atom. It is bonded to one hydroxyl group, hydrogen, COH, CH2OH here. Now the carbon is, as usual, we'll have to assign the priority. Hydrogen is, of course, 4, you know that. Here, oxygen, out of this thing, all bonded to carbon. So oxygen will be number 1. Okay, because oxygen is having the highest atomic number. Therefore, oxygen is number 1. Now, out of the CH2OH, then COH, okay, which will be number 2. Priority number 2 will be COH group, because this carbon is considered bonded to 3 oxygen atoms. Okay, this carbon COOH, already there are 2 oxygens here. So this double bond will go in the case of CO, carbonyl group, and it will be added to 1 more oxygen. Therefore, this carbon is considered bonded to 3 oxygen atoms. Therefore, this will get priority number 2. This is priority number 2, and CH2OH will be priority number 3. Correct? So, like this, we can say, if we have a compound like this, C carbon, then we have a bromine, then chlorine, CH2I, then we have a hydrogen here. Okay, here, how will you assign the priorities? So, bromine is number 1, because the highest atomic number, bromine, it is priority number 1. Okay, hydrogen is 4. Then, here, chlorine is 2. This is chlorine. Okay, that is 2. Then, CH2I will be number 3, because iodine here, iodine is not directly bonded to the central stereogenic center here. Okay, iodine is bonded to the carbon only. So bromine is having the highest atomic number. Therefore, bromine gets the priority number 1 here. Correct? Like this, you'll have to see. Now, once these priorities are assigned to the 4 atoms or groups around the stereogenic center, then we will have to assign. The next step will be assigning the designating the stereoisomer as R or isomers. Okay, now that means the first procedure here is assigning the priorities. Now, once these priorities are assigned, okay, to the 4 groups around the stereogenic center, then in 3 steps we can designate the center as either R or S. Okay, now we will just show it with the help of a 2-butanol. One example, we will see that. This is on a wedge in the plane of the paper. Above the plane of the paper. Then this will be on a solid line. It is in the plane of the paper, OH. Then behind there is a hydrogen group here. This is on a dash. Okay, this is again our 2-butanol. Correct. So now the 2-butanol, CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. Correct now. This is CH3. So methyl group, that is on a wedge. Okay. Methyl group is on a wedge, that is above the plane of the paper. Then this is in the plane of the paper. On a dash, hydrogen is on a dash, that is behind the plane of the paper. And OH is again solid line, that is in the plane of the paper. This is 2-butanol here. Okay. Now we can draw the mirror image of 2-butanol. This is a mirror. Okay, CH3, CH2 here. Then we have methyl group. Then hydrogen behind. Correct. This is the mirror image of 2-butanol. Okay, now assign priorities. Now, how will you determine designate it as a R or S here? I am just discussing the procedure. The first procedure is, okay, now step 1 is assigning priorities from, priorities 1 to 4. That is 1 to 4 priorities you will have to assign to each group. Okay, you have to assign the priorities here. Priority 1, 2, 3, 4 here to assign here to each group here. Assign priorities 1 to 4 to each group here. Now the priorities here in this case will be, what will be the priorities? Now we know oxygen, it is having the highest atomic number. Therefore, OH, priority number 1, this will be 1. Then we have CH2CH3, that is number 2. Then we have CH3, number 3, then hydrogen. Okay, so this is the kind of priorities. OH is number 1, then CH2CH3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the now what we have to do. The next will be interesting. Now then we have to look towards the priority group number 4, that is behind. Okay, now we are discussing the procedure in case the priority groups are placed behind the page of the paper. There is no problem. Now if it is placed above or in the plane, then there is a different procedure that we will discuss subsequently. Now orient the molecule with the lowest priority group should be always back. Here in this procedure what we are discussing, the group with the lowest priority, that it should be always back. Okay, back means behind the page of the plane of the page on a dash. Correct? Orient the molecule with the lowest priority group back, that is behind the plane of the page, and then visualize the relative positions of the remaining 3 groups. That is the procedure here. Okay, so you just ignore that. That is behind the plane of the page. So when you are looking towards the priority group 4, and you have to visualize the relative positions of the priority groups 1, 2, and 3. That is how we'll have to see that. Now, how will you do that here? In this molecule of 2-butanol, now we will just mark the priorities here. So this is priority 1. Okay. Then this CH2CH3 is priority 2. This is 3. And this is 4. Correct? Now, what you have to do? You will have to orient the molecule. The lowest priority group is back. That is on a dash here. Okay, there is no problem here. Then we have to visualize this molecule from, looking down from towards the lowest priority group. From here, we have to look from here. Correct? This angle, you will have to look from here. When you are looking from here, what will be the nature? That is the shape. Then you have to trace a circle. That is step 3 here. Correct? So this much is clear now. Enantiomer, looking down, and all this kind of a thing. Okay. Now, we will see, looking from this angle, or here in this case, we have to look from here. Okay. From here, you have to look. And this is behind the thing. You don't have to bother about that now. That is behind the plane. You are not seeing that. Here, this is 1, and this is 3, then this is 2. Correct? Now, we are coming to step 3. So, step 1, we have assigned the priorities. And step 2, we have oriented the molecule with the lowest priority group back, that is on a dash behind the plane. Then the step 3 will be tracing the circle. Okay, step 2, step 3. Step 3, trace a circle from priority group 1 to 2 to 3. That is, a circle is to be traced from 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, now how will you trace that? Say, in the case of here, this enantiomer A, we can designate it as an enantiomer A, and this will be enantiomer B. Correct? So we have to, trace a circle from priority group 1 to 2 to 3 here. Okay, now here, how will you do that? Tracing a circle means from here we have to trace. A circle is to be traced here. Okay, so this will be just like the steering wheel of a car. Okay, so what is the direction here? When you are just tracing the circle from priority group 1 to 4, 1 to 3, okay, because 4 we are not considered, because 4 it is behind the plane of the page here. Now the circle is drawn here. This circle is in the clockwise direction. Okay. The clockwise direction means the right side designated as R isomer. Here in this case, it will be this enantiomer B. When you are tracing the circle, it will become like this: 1, 2, 2, 2 to 3. Okay, so we are tracing the circle here now from priority group 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, so this is in the counterclockwise direction. I will remove all these things here. So this is counterclockwise. So counterclockwise direction means enantiomer is designated as S. Okay. when we are tracing the circle, that is step 3, step 1, step 2, step 3. We have seen the tracing the circle from priority groups 1 to 2 to 3 here. Okay, clockwise, anti-clockwise, that is counterclockwise, correct? Therefore, if the circle is in the clockwise direction, we can say the isomer is designated as R. And if the circle is in the counterclockwise direction, the isomer is designated as S. This is how the Cannon-Gold-Prelog circle, system. Okay. Now I will just change this page. I will just again explain to you how it is being done here. Okay. Now, if this is like this is the center. There is a carbon here. Okay, 3 groups. This is group 1, priority 1. Then here, priority 2, priority 3. If you are having a system like that, 1, 2, 3, so how will you trace the circle? The circle is to be like this. It will come. Okay, so this will be your counterclockwise direction here. Correct. When you are tracing the circle here, so this will be 1, 2, 2, 3 will be counterclockwise. So counterclockwise will be designated as S. Correct. This is a S isomer. Now, in the other case, if you are putting it in this fashion, one, I will just put 3 here. 2. Okay. Now, when you are tracing the circle, 1, 2, 2 to 3, how it will be? It will be like this. This is the nature of the circle. Correct. So, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, this will be clockwise. That is R isomer. Correct. That is tracing the circle. Circle is in the clockwise direction. It is isomer is designated as R. And if the circle is in the counterclockwise direction, the isomer is designated as S. Okay. Now, another example I can just show you. It will be all same kind of a thing. There is no difference here. Now, if you see a compound like this here, CCl. Hydrogen is behind. It is on a dash. Okay, there is no problem. Now, as usual, you have to assign the priorities here. Okay, assign priorities. Then look down the CH bond towards the lowest priority group. Okay, now here the priority wise, bromine will be number 1. Correct? Bromine is number 1. Then chlorine is number 2. Hydrogen is number 4. Then this is number 3 here. So, what will be the nature? If you are just, tracing the circle 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, if you are doing this 1, this is 1, 2. This is the way we have to trace the circle here. Okay, when we are tracing the circle from 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. This is the way we have to trace the circle. That means priority number 1, say bromine to 2 and 3. When you are looking from here, look from here. From you are looking from here, this is behind actually. Hydrogen, it is behind on a dash. There is no problem. Therefore, tracing the circle, it will be counterclockwise. Okay. Counterclockwise, it will be S. Correct? This is how you will have to do the things. Okay. Now the problem will come when the priority group, lowest priority group. Okay. When the lowest priority group, it is not in the back. What should be the position here? That is what we have to slightly interesting. We can say when the lowest priority group is not in the back. Then we have to bring it. Okay, that is the thing. That is what we are going to discuss now. When the lowest priority group is not in the back. Okay, if it is not oriented towards the back on a dashed line, then we have to rotate the molecule. Rotate and flip. This is what you have to do here. Rotate and flip the molecule until the lowest priority group is in the back. Then follow the stepwise procedure. Whatever we have discussed, that we have to follow that. You see, you know, if the lowest priority group, it is not oriented towards the back on a dashed line, okay, then you have to rotate the molecule and flip the molecule until the lowest priority group is in the back. Then you have to follow the stepwise procedure here. Okay, that is how it is to be done. Now, in this molecule, for example, hydrogen, it is on a wedge. That is, it is not behind the plane. Okay, now behind the plane we have CH2, CH3. Okay, assume we have a molecule like this. So here we can have, say, CH. Okay, some molecule like this, if you are having it, CH3 twice CHC, okay, this kind of a molecule if you imagine, then in this case, the lowest priority group, that is hydrogen, it is oriented in front and not behind here. It is on a wedge, hydrogen on a wedge. Okay, this is the lowest priority group on a wedge. That is, it is oriented in front of the page and not behind here. Now here what we have to do, switch the position of the lowest priority group with the group located behind the page. That is just switching over the position. Then determine the R and S, in the usual manner. Then reverse it. Why reverse? Because we have switched it. I will show you how it is to be done. Here, switch the position. That is what we have to do here. Switching the position of the lowest priority group, that is hydrogen, with the group located behind the page, that is CH2CH3 here. Then you have to determine the R or S in the usual manner. Correct? Then afterwards, you have to reverse the answer. You have to change the answer, because if you get R, you make it S, because you have switched the position here. Correct? Now here, what are the priorities here? As usual, we know OH, it is priority number 1, and priority number 4 is of course hydrogen. Then CH2CH3 will be 3, and this group will be number 2. Okay, if you see the lowest priority group hydrogen, it is oriented in front of and it is not behind the page here. Now we have assigned the priorities here. Now what we have to do, we have to switch the positions of 4 and 3. Okay, that is the 4 is in front and 3 is behind. You just switch the positions here. when you are switching the positions, okay, switch to the positions of 4 and 3, correct? So what will be the nature of the molecule here? Let us see. Then we can determine the orientation. OH will be there. Then the hydrogen will go behind the page, correct? CH2, CH3 on a wedge, it will come over here. Then this group will remain the same. Okay, like this. Now we are switching the positions of 4 and 3 here, correct? 4 and 3, that means the 4, that is the hydrogen, lowest priority, it goes behind the page, and 3 comes here, on the wedge, correct? So we have switched the position now. On the wedge here. Okay, now the priority, now we know what are the priorities here. Then we have to trace the circle as usual. The same procedure. Here this is 1. Okay, this is 4 only. That we don't have to bother. Behind the plane now it has gone. Now this is 3. CH2 CH3. Then this will be 2 here. Okay, now you have to trace the circle. How will you trace the circle here? 1, 2. The tracing the circle will be from 1 to 2 to 3 here. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3. This is 1. The circle, the position will be like this. 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, 3 to 1. Correct? This is how we will have to trace the circle here. Okay, when you are doing that, we are getting trace the circle. This is in the counterclockwise direction. Correct? So once it is in the counterclockwise direction, that is circle, when we are tracing it from 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, so this will be clockwise. That means it will be S. It should be reversed. S. Now the correct answer will be R, because we have to, since we have reversed the positions here, if you are getting the configuration as S, you have to change that. You have to reverse the answer. You have to make it yes. Yes, it is to be changed to R here, correct? So this is how we have to, when the lowest priority group, it is not in the back. This is one procedure. There is an alternate procedure here. Now, if you interchange any 2 of the 4 groups on a stereo center, you will be getting a mirror image, which is a different molecule, correct? If you interchange any 2, because there are 4 groups here on the stereogenic center, if you interchange any 2 of the 4 groups on the stereogenic center, you will be getting its mirror image. So mirror image, it is a different molecule. Then again you interchange any 2 of the 4 groups. Okay, you will be back to the original structure. By using this method, you can make 2 interchanges and put the lowest priority group in the back. Okay, our idea is to put the lowest priority group in the back side. Correct? Therefore, you have to make 2 interchanges. So I will just show you how it is to be done. That is making 2 interchanges. That is an alternate method. This is one method. Another thing is an alternate method, I can say. It's an alternate method. So 2 interchanges we will be making here. Okay. Now, suppose we are having a group like this here. Carbon. Then we have hydrogen. Chlorine. Okay. Then we have OH. Then we have one methyl group behind. Correct? It's an isomer 1 or isomer A, whatever you call it. This is an isomer A. Okay. So here hydrogen is having the lowest priority. Oxygen is having the highest priority. So 1, 2, 3. So this is 4. Hydrogen is 4. It is in the plane of the page, and OH number OH will be 2 here. Chlorine is number 1 because chlorine is having the highest atomic number here. Therefore, chlorine is priority number 1. OH is priority number 2. Then CH methyl is priority number 3. Correct. Okay. Now exchange. Now because the hydrogen is in the plane and this methyl group it is behind. Therefore, once you are exchanging, 2 exchanges, you will be back to the original molecule. That is what we are just telling. Let us see how it is exchange. Hydrogen and methyl group. Which one? Hydrogen and methyl group here. So what will be the nature of the molecule? So here this methyl will come here. Then hydrogen will go behind. Correct. OH is on a, it should be on a wedge. Okay, we are getting a molecule of this nature. This is priority 3, correct? Okay, so we will be getting like this here. Okay, CH3 and hydrogen has gone behind the page, plane of the page now. Now, here, now again we are exchanging chlorine and methyl group. Let us see what will be the position here. Exchange chlorine and methyl group. So the molecule will be chlorine, methyl group there. Then we have our OH on a wedge. Correct. Then hydrogen. On a dash. Okay. So here we are exchanging chlorine and the methyl group. Okay, so we'll be getting a molecule of this nature. So this here, what will be the configuration here? The priority, if you see the priority, this is chlorine is 1, then OH is 2, correct? This is 3. Okay, now when you are tracing the circle, how the circle should come? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, this is how we will have to circle. Like this, if you are just tracing a circle here, here the configuration will be R. This is R because it is in the clockwise direction. That is priority 1, 2, 2, 3. It is going in the clockwise direction. Therefore, here the designation will be R. Okay. Now, again we can try one exchange here. Exchange chlorine and methane here. Now again if you are exchanging, here we have to exchange which groups? OH and methane if you are doing it. Okay, if you are exchanging OH and methane here, methyl group here, what will be the nature? So C, OH will go in the plane, then chlorine, correct? OH and methyl, if you are there, OH will go up, then methyl will, it will be on the wedge here. Then hydrogen, of course. Correct. Like this we'll be getting here. Now the priority will be, again, this is number 1, chlorine number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3 here. Okay, now when we are tracing the circle will come like this. Correct? 1, 2, 2, 3. So again it will be a clockwise. Correct? If it is, again it is clockwise, therefore so the designation here it will be again R. Okay, so here number A we can say, then this is B, then this is C. If you take it here, you see A and B are, that is B and C. B and C are identical to A here because the lowest priority group is in the back here. But here the A and B, number A is this one. So we can say the 2 exchanges, it will give the original molecule here. Now here B and C are identical to the first structure A, but have the lowest priority group in the back. Okay, this is another method of determining the R and S configurations of the stereoisomers. Okay, I hope you have understood this concept here. Now, you see, I will just conclude before just telling that stereogenic centers here, this is the case of compounds with 2 or more stereogenic centers. R and S configurations must be assigned to each stereo center here. Okay. Now this R and S configuration, what is the advantage? It can be used to determine whether 2 compounds are identical or whether they are enantiomers or whether they are diastereomers. Okay. So thank you very much for listening.